Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Troy from CICHLID Bros along with Alec, Quinn, and Coach Billy Donovan. Today we installed this aquarium behind us and we can't wait to show you the full setup throughout this video.
But before we get into that, you know the drill. Make sure we hit that subscribe button.
Wait a second. Let's dive right in.
Today's video, we're doing maybe the most exciting video on this channel. Today we are setting up a custom aquarium for NBA head coach Billy Donovan. If you don't know who Billy Donovan is, he is the Chicago Bulls head coach. He has been here for one season now. Before then, he was with the Oklahoma City Thunder, where he won NBA head coach of the year. And then before that, where he was really known for was his 19 seasons with the Florida Gators, where he won back-to-back national championships. Fellow CICHLID Bros, Quinn and Alec, are going to be joining me here shortly. They're bringing the U-Haul. We're going to get everything loaded up, and we're going to show the whole setup of this aquarium from the install all the way to adding fish in this video. It's going to be a ton of fun. Let's get to it.
You want to just lay it down?
Boys, let's get to it.
So we had Billy's tank delivered to my house earlier this week from Custom Aquariums out of Wisconsin. We wanted to make sure we could control the time window for the install and also work around Billy's busy schedule. Once we had the tank out of the crate, it was time to load the U-Haul. We rented suction cups to help move the tank, which will be extra important as we maneuver the tank into Billy's house and up to his third floor office. More to come on that in a bit. We had help from our brother-in-law Rob, who is in the blue shirt, and a couple friends. Joey is in the gray and Matt is in the white. With the tank loaded, it was time to hit the road for Chicago.
Alright guys, I'm driving real safe, 10 and 2. We're headed to the city. We got everything loaded and safe in the back. The tricky part will be the tank is made of really high quality, heavy materials. So we have multiple people going to be carrying the tank. We have suction cups for safety. But we will have to try to fit the tank up into a narrow elevator. We do have stairs as a backup plan, but hopefully the elevator will work because that will be a lot easier on our end, but we will have to remove a couple suction cups, set it down on a foam mat so we can fit sitting upward in the elevator.
Yeah, and once we get the tank actually up to the third floor office, our life will be a lot easier and the fun can actually begin, where we'll start setting everything up, getting the equipment in the tank, starting the aquascape, and really showing Billy exactly the true vision of his tank. So we're really excited to finally get it in.
Got about a 20-minute ride. We'll be picking this up shortly. When we got to Billy's house in the city, it was time to unload the filters, 4 buckets of sand, the driftwood, and other materials. And of course, we had to give Billy a CICHLID Bros t-shirt.
Oh,
XL.
I don't like doing that.
Very good. Nice.
CICHLID Bros.
Appreciate it.
Large?
No. Thank you.
Yeah. It's official now.
Yeah.
First challenge was getting the stand into Billy's house and into his narrow elevator. We had taken measurements of the doorways previously, but it still made us nervous to see it fit in there. 3 flights of winding stairs would not have been fun, so luckily the stand fit perfectly as we planned, and we just went up to receive it on the 3rd floor.
But tell you one thing, it beats carrying anything up the stairs, right?
Oh, absolutely. Perfect. Got stronger between then and the stairs. That'd be good.
I've done that.
Have you really?
Well, I fell down the stairs a little bit on the way. My foot just kind of slipped.
Then the hard part came when getting his custom-made glass aquarium up to his 3rd floor in a similar way as the stand, but also using the suction cups to help along the way. We put foam pads on the elevator floor as we stood the tank vertically. Everything went really smooth, and it was a huge relief to get it up there with no issues.
I'm good. Wash your toes? Yeah.
All right.
Like a glove.
Nice.
Perfect.
All right.
All right.
You're all by yourself.
Careful with the ends. Don't let the inside out there, Hawk. Hands inside.
You got most quit on your end now. You okay?
Don't forget the pad. I'm right behind you.
Okay.
You gotta try to go straight down. Don't slide it on. Pretty good.
Straight. It's fitting in there, yeah.
Yeah, over here. Well done. Got it. I used every bit of my forearm strength on that one.
So we got this tank up to the 3rd floor. It was pretty seamless overall. It wasn't too difficult, but with this tank filled with water and everything in it, it's going to be about 2,000 pounds. So if anyone at home is trying to set up a tank on the 2nd or 3rd floor, highly recommend you get the okay from your structural engineer or your builder. Just to get the okay. We definitely would not have moved forward with this if we didn't have that approval. And it's always good to have your tank up against a load-bearing wall, just so the tank is spread across different floor joists and the weight isn't all on one. Just wanted to caveat all of that before we started setting this up.
Well, get your input, see how you like it, and show you our ideas.
You guys are on the same page with the Aquascaping.
Yeah. Yes.
You guys are.
Yeah. I mean,
He doesn't come to your house and complain about your Aquascaping.
he does actually. He doesn't like my minimalist aquascape.
Yes,
The African cichlids are bad for aquascapes.
Yeah.
They just tear up stuff. They don't like driftwood, so yeah.
That's kind of why I like the Central and South American cichlids, because you make your tank look beautiful. So not like a few
Hey,
rock
my
piles.
fish is the beautiful part, not the tank.
But yeah, you like the size of the tank?
No, it's great. It's awesome.
Great.
Yeah. It's big.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a custom aquarium, and they, like when we did the custom aquariums tour, they showed us how they silicone everything. The aluminum frame is custom to them. It's patented, so it's a lifetime warranty. That was another part. We didn't want to risk a leak or anything like that with the tank up here.
Yeah, it's good.
So hopefully, it's a lifetime warranty. That should hopefully never happen unless there's a freak accident. So.
No, it's great. Appreciate you guys getting up, but you're in a good sweat right now.
We waited till like the hottest
Day
2 weeks of the year. Yeah.
Heavy Gatorade.
Rolled out like this. Kind of comes already set up. Obviously the sponge is on the outside of all 3 levels. This one's for mechanical filtration, just flossing the water, making sure it's not too murky. And then this is for beneficial bacteria, the nitrogen cycle. And then we're gonna put some Chemi Pure Blue, which is just really gonna make the tank really extra clear. So these are the best biomedia we've found. Just the more porous it is, the more surface area for the bacteria. And then these are just, you see a clear tank, it's usually because of this.
Really?
As Alec and Quinn were setting up the 2 FX6s, I was in the other side of the room setting up the aquascape.
Because those cichlids chew up those water plants.
Yeah. They'll even like nibble or like try to pull up the fake plants, but I can show you the ones that we have like a little plate.
Stay on the sand, yeah.
Yeah, so you put it on, then put the sand, and it usually stays. So if you kind of like the overall like spot of the driftwood, like,
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think it's great.
so we got more of these than you might even want to use, but I can totally pick and choose what you like.
Okay.
But these are from Elite Cichlids.
Oh, you tell me about these.
Yeah, that's what I used in my 180 gallon. I got some that are pretty tall that would reach the top of a
Will they stand up like that, okay?
Yeah, so when you first put them in, they'll droop over, so with the water, they'll stand up.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
It's still going to be a little hard to imagine until we get it filled with water.
Yeah.
The main things is the driftwood placements. So if you like those main tree spots, those 2 or those 3.
Yeah, I like those. I like those. No, I think Troy had that one in the middle, which was pretty cool the way it kind of was, V'ing out. But that thing's just, I thought, like a unique piece of wood. The way
I think
it is.
that, yeah, I think that could be like kind of the premier where the top dog will stay. That I think it's good to have that in the middle.
In the middle?
Yeah, I like it like this.
All right, we're good. Okay, great.
So once we walked Billy through our aquascaping ideas and took some of his input, it was time to add the driftwood, the sand, and the rocks. Billy was really hands-on with us this whole time during the process, and it was great to work with him and make sure everything we set up was to his liking. We did take a lot of elements from my own 180-gallon aquarium and Quinn's recent 110-gallon aquarium build to bring some of our favorite elements to this tank that Billy also liked. That includes the Sunset Gold Carib Sea sand. We just think this looks great when it comes to American cichlid tank setups. And then we went with gray rocks, which was one of the things that Billy spent a lot of time with Alec building these rock cave structures just to give the cichlids a lot of places to swim in and out of and have hiding spots within the tank. This tank is going to be a mixed American cichlid tank, so a lot of the driftwood, sand, and rock placement had that in mind. I think everything turned out really well and the tank is looking awesome. It was time to push the tank into its final spot and start filling up the tank with water, and that's when we ran into our biggest problem of the day. We could not get the Python hose to connect to Billy's sink. Trying to think quickly, Quinn and Rob ran over to Home Depot in the rain to get an adapter so we could get this hooked up and full of water. Luckily this worked and we were able to fill up the FX6s with a little water, put them in place under the tank, fit the hosing onto the tank, and then fill up the tank itself. Coach got her.
He's not getting that off. There's no way. You need
Almost full.
All right, so for a power head for Billy's tank, we went with the Extreme SDC from CICHLID. It is a very good pump because it provides really good flow to the tank, as well as probably the best part is this app on the phone. So this is Billy's phone here. You can see that you can adjust the power for the pump at any time, whether he is in his apartment or in his home, or if he's on a road trip or on vacation, anything like that. You can also see, one of the coolest parts about this is you can actually see the temperature of the tank no matter where you are in the world. Custom programs, they have like tidal mode, the impulse mode, or set any type of schedule you want. And it gives a lot of peace of mind, especially if you're really in and out a lot, like Coach Donovan might be during the season. So we're really excited about this. And if you want to come over here, so if I adjust the power to it, you should see, there we go. He can do that anywhere he wants, and also just have the peace of mind that if the temperature would ever go under or above the threshold, that you can call one of us and have us come over and check it out. Also, one really cool thing is if there would ever be a power outage, then he gets a notification to his phone, and we could hopefully get and mediate the situation before there's ever any problems with that. So really excited about the CICHLID pump. I think Coach Donovan's really going to like it. So
even though I washed off the sand before, the tank was still pretty cloudy, but will clear up in just a day or two. We're also going to be adding ammonia drops and turbo start. This jump starts the cycle and makes sure that we can put the fish in safely in a few weeks. We also added Seachem Clarity along with some seeded media from our own filters to make sure this tank was cycled and ready for fish. We're going to show that all in this video though, so stay tuned.
I just want to thank these guys from Cichlid Bros. Had a chance to watch a lot of their YouTube videos, and have always been a part of having cichlids when I was growing up, and reached out to Troy and Quinn and Alec, and just an unbelievable setup. So excited, and it was great spending the day with them, and I appreciate them getting me totally set up with our tank.
We appreciate Billy for having us out and including us in his dream tank build, and I think it really turned out great. We can't wait to show you the end result.
We're sending you back to the future.
Okay guys, so due to the magic of editing, we're now here 2 weeks later. The tank is cleared up and we're about to add fish. I'm here with Coach Donovan. Billy, are you ready to add the fish?
No, I'm excited. The tank cleared up really, really well. I think the advice of maybe waiting 10 days to 2 weeks to put the fish in. I had to be patient, which is nice, but I'm excited. I really appreciate all the help you guys have given.
Awesome. Can't wait to do it. Let's get to it. All right, so the first fish we have here is a South American cichlid. This is the thread finicara. It is about 3 inches long and it looks great. It's gonna get some awesome trailers to their dorsal fin. I'm really excited about this one. All right. First into the tank. There he goes. Little fish in a big tank. Gonna grow fast. All right, the next we have here is a Central American cichlid. This is a firemouth, and as Billy loves the Jack Dempsey convict and firemouth, we had to go with one, so it's a good size, about 2.5 inches. All right, firemouth. There he goes. All right, next we have a tiny Oscar. This is a tiger Oscar, and obviously it's gonna grow really fast, probably the fastest in the tank. But we wanted to start him off very small so that the rest of the fish can have some time to grow and not be an expensive meal for this guy. So, he's so small.
That's a cool fish.
All right, next up we have a Jack Dempsey Central American cichlid. Obviously one of our favorites that Quentin has in his classroom aquarium, and a must-have that Billy really wanted. It got a lot lighter. It was a little darker before, but it's going to change a lot of colors as it grows.
Tiny, huh?
Yeah.
Coloring's coming back.
All right, next up we have the Geophagus Tapajos. This one's a little bit bigger to start off, about 2 inches, so he's already got a little head start on the Oscar we just put in there. But he'll sift through the sand and keep it nice and clean. Obviously one of my favorites that I have in my 180-gallon aquarium, and he'll get a nice red head. All right. We have a convict, another Central American cichlid. This will be one of the smaller fish in the tank. But they hold their own against bigger cichlids, even something as big as the Oscar, so I think it's going to be a great addition, and also one that Billy had growing up, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so next up we have the red jewel cichlid. This is actually the only non-American cichlid. However, these are very different from your Lake Malawi or Rift Lake African cichlids, as these are from West Africa, and they actually share pretty similar water parameters as American cichlids. And also similar to the convict, they will hold their own against bigger fish, so I think this is another great addition for the tank. All right, so now we have the green terror cichlid. This is a South American cichlid. It kind of gets a bad rap because of its name, but it's really not as aggressive as some people say, at least in our experience. It's going to do great in a 180-gallon aquarium. And it's obviously one of our favorite cichlids. It was number 1 on our top 10, so this is a great fish for Billy. Can't wait. There he is.
Oh yeah, you can see him ready to fish.
So this is a Geophagus vini. I have a few of these in my 75-gallon aquarium, but they get really great blue and red and some awesome fins, so another great geo to sift through the sand and keep it nice and clean. All right, and then last but not least, we have probably our biggest fish here. It's a Texas cichlid. It's about 2.5 to maybe 3 inches with already some great color. This is one we'll probably want to keep an eye out for and how he behaves with the rest of the cichlids in here. I think it should be fine because it's a 180-gallon aquarium, but obviously every cichlid has their own personality, so we'll keep an eye out. Ooh. Okay guys, so we had the full tank and all the fish added. We might add fish later on down the line, but so far, Coach Donovan, how do you like the tank?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, I've had a lot of fun with you guys. I can't thank you enough for all the help just to set up a couple weeks ago, and then letting the tank run, and then putting the fish in today is great, and look forward in a couple weeks to adding a little bit more. I know Alex not here, he was a big help, but after finding out he's a Tennessee Vole and being in Florida, we weren't allowing him in the house here today.
Had to draw the line somewhere. Hey, but we want to thank you for inviting us into your home and setting up this tank. Cannot be any happier with how this tank turned out. We're just super pumped for you. So
I appreciate it. It was great experience, and appreciate all the help. It was awesome.
All right. Well, thanks again for watching, everyone, and we'll catch you next week.